Welcome everybody to my YouTube channel, IT Simpleton. My name is Alex. This is my very first lesson today. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about the difference between command prompt, PowerShell, and we'll try to create a very simple website. So if you don't know how to create, if you have no idea how to do this, I will show you everything. First, I would like to explain you the difference between GUI, Graphic User Interface, and CLI. GUI or Graphic User Interface is everything that you see on your screen. If you want to go inside the folder, you click on this folder and you go inside it. But of course, real IT specialists, and sometimes it's just we have to do this, use command line interfaces. On Windows, there are two, command prompt, maybe you heard about this, and PowerShell. So today will be the difference between command prompt and PowerShell is that PowerShell was created in 2006. And of course, it's a lot more powerful, as the name suggests. It has, we can automate things with PowerShell. But today we'll be working with command prompt, command line interface, CLI. C stands for command, L stands for line, and I stands for interface. So we need to press the combination of two keys, Windows and R. And here we need to type CMD command prompt. To change the disk, we need to type G:. If you want to change D, if you want to move to the D drive, we'll do this. I want to create everything on the G folder. So, and now let's create the first folder. To create a folder or a directory, we need to type this command. IT Simpleton. A subdirectory of file IT Simpleton already exists. For example, I don't want to have this folder on my computer. I want to delete it. How to delete it? Remove dir. It's very important. If you think that it's not important to learn commands, then it's a mistake because it is very important. So to create a directory or folder, it's make, make directory, mkdir IT Simpleton. Now if I want to delete it, I remove dir IT Simpleton. And the directory is not empty. What do we do if the directory is not empty? First, we need to go inside. Of course, we can go inside this directory, change and IT Simpleton. Now we are inside this directory. See, it changed. It was G and now it's G IT Simpleton. If we type cd, it shows us the path. To see the contents of the folder, we type dir. I have home HTML. So I will try to remove this file. To delete a file, we need to type delete and the name of the file, home HTML. Now dir, and see now no file. No file, it was here, now it's not here. And now we can delete IT Simpleton. Go back. If you want to go to the parent folder, one step back, then you need to type cd and do and two dots. And now we are back. So here cd. And now I can remove. Now I can remove IT Simpleton. Remove this folder because it's empty. See here. So this command, one more time, it shows all the folders, all the files in the present folder, in the current folder. So let's create this folder again. And now let's move inside. Change disk, IT, simpleton. Now I'm here. So to create a folder, directory, we type mkdir. But to create a file, it's slightly different with echo and, for example, home HTML. So now we will try to create a very simple website. Very simple website. Here, see, now home HTML. What is HTML? It's a file extension. If it's a Python file, for example, let's create a Python file, py or 1py. It will be a Python file. You know that Python is a programming language. If you want to create a JavaScript file, you know JavaScript is another programming language, then here it's 1.js. This is how we create files with different extensions. How to delete? To remove a folder or to delete a folder is removed here. But how to remove a file? It's quite simple. It's delete one. Let's first see the contents, what we have created. So see, we have created 3 folders here, 3 files, sorry, home HTML, 1.js and 1py. We can now go inside this folder, git simpleton, and see what I've got there. I have quite a lot here actually. I need to see all these files are here. One more time. So this is what we call GUI, graphic user interface. And this one is command line interface, command prompt. The name of this particular one is command prompt, but like I said, there is one more, PowerShell. Sometimes we have to work with PowerShell because command prompt is simply too outdated for some of the commands. So now let's delete 1.js and 1py because we don't need them. And as future DevOps engineers, we'll be working not with Windows, we'll be working with Linux. But it's my first, like I said, it's my very first lesson. So therefore today we'll be concentrated focusing on Windows. And now let's see, I have home HTML. So how do we write websites? What do we start with? So the first step was to create the first HTML page, home HTML. Now all programmers, all coders work with editors, with text editors. So we edit our files in text editors. As simple as that. For this, of course, in our next lessons, we'll be using quite complicated tools, but for our first lesson, for you to understand everything, how simple this is, how everything works, we will work in simple notepad. So we will open this file, home HTML, with notepad, home HTML. Delete what we have here. And what do we need to type here? So just like I said, we won't be getting too deep into code because AI is replacing coders. This is why I think that there will be very, very few coders, programmers in the future. And DevOps engineers are those who understand all the stages of the production. They know all the continuous CI/CD continuous integration, continuous development. They know all the tools. Of course, we will go over all the programming languages, JavaScript, Python. We'll be working with different frameworks, Node.js, Python Django framework. We'll be working with Docker, we'll be working with Terraform and everything, but all in good time. So here it's doc, just don't try to understand what this is, just simply. And then everything inside our HTML page goes between these two tags. So they're called tags. An opening tags and an opening tag and a closing tag. Everything inside on this page goes between these two HTML tags. These two tags, sorry. Now below goes head. And title. Now you will see, it's quite interesting. The title of the page will be home. And now Control S to save, and now let's open home. Yeah, and we will not be opening this with Notepad anymore. We'll do this with browser, in a browser. Home HTML. See the title home. Title home. So this is the very first step of how to create a website. We simply used Notepad as a very basic text editor, and we created our first page, HTML page. Now let's create something. Now let's type something here. So again, Notepad, home HTML. Let's create some content for this page. And here below head we need to use the body. Just try to don't try to remember, or just look at this and that's all, because like I said, AI generates code nowadays for everything, and a lot of young specialists, they have no idea what this is. Because literally AI writes code for them. So therefore it's not really necessary to remember this all, but you just watch. So, and H1 is a header. H stands for header. My home page. Let's see, Control S. My home page. Now let's create one more HTML file, and it will be about HTML. Let's edit this file in Notepad. We will copy everything from this file. Copy, Control C, and then Control V to paste. And we'll change the title home to about, and about me, about us. Sounds better. And now let's open about HTML in the browser. See, about us. about. And now we need to connect these two pages between them. Yes, so we can click, so we can move between these two pages. How can we do this? Notepad, home, HTML. For this, we need to create links, hyperlinks. How do we do this? A ref equals, it will be the name of our home HTML. Like I said, just watch, don't try to understand, don't try to memorize, just watch how it works, because in the future lessons AI will be generating everything for us. And we'll be working with tools where we will start typing something and AI will finish it for us. So really no need to understand code anymore, unfortunately. All those years were wasted. Looks like it. So home and ref about HTML. Now we have to copy this and put it here. Control S, Control S. And now let's open. Home, about. I hope it was useful, and we'll continue in a couple of days. Thank you for watching.